Thinking about buying a franchise? Don't go it alone. Just like a buyer's agent in real estate, you deserve someone who's on your side every step of the way. That's where Todd Abraham, the franchise guy, comes in. Todd's consulting services are completely free to anyone looking to buy a franchise. He'll represent your interest, make sure all your questions are answered, and walk you through the entire buying process. With Todd in your corner, you'll have the best chance for success from your first call to the day you hold the keys to your new business. So before you buy a franchise, talk to someone who knows the industry inside and out and works for you. Call Todd Abraham, the franchise guy, today at 423-381-0925 for a free, no-pressure consultation. That's 423-381-0925. Your future in franchising starts here.
Welcome to the Franchise Flashlight Podcast Series. My name is Todd Abraham. I am your host, and today we have got a fun franchise opportunity podcast for you. We're going to have a smashing good time. We're going to just rage through some information, and yes, I'm giving you clues as to the type of business that we're going to be talking about today. It is Smash It Rage Rooms, and the website smashitragerooms.com. And if you're like me, oh my gosh, there are times, man, when I wished we had a place like this close to where we live so I could just go and take out all of my frustration, print up the pictures of all the people that have made me angry, and then take my golf clubs, my baseball bat, my axe, and just destroy them. So, uh, let's talk to Mr. Kyle Vargas. He is the owner of Smash It Rage Rooms. Kyle, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Todd.
Yeah, when Kyle and I first talked on the phone, man, I was full of glee because I was just like the little boy in me came out and I couldn't stop laughing. I thought, this is phenomenal, man. If I had the money, I would, and somebody that I trusted to run it, I would buy one of these franchises and open one here in my town because Athens, Tennessee literally is dead center between Knoxville and Chattanooga. So, you know, those are big cities. And so you can go 40 minutes south and be in Chattanooga, 40 minutes north be in Knoxville. But there's also within those two distances, you've got Cleveland, which is about 80,000 strong south. And then you've got Lenore City, which is about, you know, close to the size of Cleveland, not quite as big, between here and Knoxville. So this would be a phenomenal place, center point, to have something like that here.
Oh, absolutely.
So no, Kyle, my understanding is you didn't found this, you bought it, but then you've turned it into a really awesome, successful business with 3 locations.
Yes, I did purchase it, and we do have 3 locations now.
And your locations are where?
All in Utah. So we have Salt Lake City is our main. We got Ogden, and we have Orem, Utah.
Nice. Now tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came across the opportunity to buy Smash It Rage Rooms.
Well, I was looking for a change. I used to work in healthcare, and I was looking for something that would keep me a little bit closer at home, somewhere I could take my kids with me to work when I need to go. And this came across my desk and it looked absolutely amazing. And so as soon as I saw it, I picked it up and made it happen.
So now we were talking yesterday by text, and you said you've got 2 boys that are 5 and 7, and their names are
We got Logan and Cole.
Logan and Cole. And how much do they love this business?
They absolutely love it. Between throwing the glass, every time we go, they want to go throw glass bottles. They always want to like pick something, go smash it.
That is awesome, dude.
My youngest really loves the paint splatter room,
Yeah.
and he'll just go in there and he'll be in there for like a couple hours. So I'll just let him.
That is so cool. You've got to be to those kids' friends, you got to be the coolest dad in the world, man. They're like, your dad does what? My dad's just a plumber, man. That's awesome. So you said you worked in healthcare. What did you do in healthcare?
I was a laboratory technician.
Oh my God, what a great career change. talk about a lot more excitement, it's like, well, I could just see you trying to make that life choice. Like, do I want to stay a lab tech or do I want to buy the smash it rage rooms? Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. Now, how long have you owned the business?
I've owned it just over 2 years now.
Yeah. And so tell us about the locations. You bought the one, or did you buy it when it already had two?
We bought two. So I
Okay, cool.
bought Salt Lake and Ogden. Ogden was the original. They opened Salt Lake shortly after. Um, and then as soon as I bought it, I immediately went to open our third location. And that's been going on for over a year now, and all three of them have been absolutely fantastic. And so that's why we're looking to do more now.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else like it. I mean, I've never heard nor seen of it. Now, but you did do a lot of upgrades after you bought the business, right, to the existing locations?
Yeah, we went through, updated sound systems, updated kind of how we do inventory, how we source everything. Um, we now recycle it, everything that we can recycle. Because I'm a big believer in giving back, and I thought that was a good way to do it. Um, and we just implemented a lot different things where they used to like nickel and dime all these small little things, and I kind of got rid of all that because when I came into the business, I looked at it was like, hey, what do I like? What do I enjoy? And what little things annoy me as a customer?
Right, right. Good way to
And
look at it. And so we did talk about the recycling thing. So talk about well, not all of it, but talk about most of the major types of things that get destroyed or broken in these three locations. We know
yeah,
glass is one of them.
yes, a lot of glass, lots and lots of glass. But we also do TVs, vacuums, which are really fun actually. Um, microwaves, printers. You can have your own office space scene where you come in and smash a printer. Ton of fun.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And God knows printers, especially now with the new influx of the ink tank printers and how rapidly that's growing because of the much lower price of the ink.
Yep.
I can imagine there's just a ton of people out that's got those old dead cartridge printers who just love the idea. Now, what I love about what we talked about the pricing is, and you simplified it, people pay by the pound for what they destroy, right?
They do. So everything's per pound. We do have some packages for like parties and stuff like that, but we just do it per pound. And one of the things that I think really makes us unique is that we let people pick what they're going to break. So they come into a huge room, thousands of different items that changes every day. People come in, pick what they want. So it kind of adds that little emotional attachment to what you're going to break before you get to destroy it.
That
And
is awesome. That is
it
awesome.
really, really, really adds to the experience.
Yeah. Now, so do people know you, local businesses, people know you as kind of like a recycle center where they bring you stuff and donate it for you to give it to
Lots.
customers?
We have quite a few people who are bringing us stuff all the time. You
That
know,
is cool.
luckily for us, they don't make TVs like they used to.
And that's funny you say that because there's a guy in Cleveland who has a TV repair shop and he finally built a shop at his own house. But when he had his retail location, it was one of those, uh, strip mall type storefront things. He'd have to go in there, unlock his door, bring TVs out and set them on the sidewalk and that's exactly what he said. He said, man, they just don't make TVs like they used to. And he was telling how, a lot of them about after a year or so, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dump charges them to get rid of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So instead, they come drop it off for me. We don't charge them anything and we get it all recycled.
That is so cool. So what percentage of everything that gets broken would you say you recycle? Like 95? It's pretty high, isn't it?
Probably over 95%. The only things we can't really recycle are wood and currently windshields.
Right. So
So
funny story. I worked for a construction company in Oregon, and they bought a glass company, and so I did everything for them, including cutting glass. And I had always been told that you can't cut tempered glass like they make windshields with, but I didn't know what tempered glass looked like in a sheets type setup. So I had this big piece of tempered glass on the table, but no one was around to tell me it was tempered glass. So I worked on it for about 30 minutes trying to cut that, and it didn't cut, but it did break. It broke in about a million pieces, and I just died laughing. It took me like 30 minutes to clean that mess up, and I was like, well, now I know what tempered glass is, and I know that you can't cut it from firsthand experience.
you only have to learn that once.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool, man. So we're talking with Kyle Vargas from Smash It Rage Rooms, and the website for the franchise information is smashitragerooms.franchising.com. But you also can go to the bottom of the main site, smashitragerooms.com, and there's a franchise information link there, which will take you to the information page. Now, you've got how many different rooms in each location where people break stuff? And the paint
Yeah.
room. You said the paint room.
Yes, so we have the rage rooms, which are the majority of our business. We have three different sizes, from party size um, to kind of a group or family size to a date size. Um, because a
What a
really
fun first
popular
date.
is a great date, whether it's a first
Yes.
date or, later down the road when you've really pissed off your wife. I promise they love
Yeah,
this.
that is cool. That is cool. Now tell us about the paint room because I love that since I'm an amateur artist myself and I've done some acrylic painting. Tell us all about the paint room.
Yeah, so the paint room's fantastic. We get you some paints depending upon your package, gets you however many paints. You get a canvas. We have white canvases, black canvases. There's lots of different upgrades there as well. So not only do you get an experience where you get to throw paint around and make a piece of art that you get to bring home with you, but you also get to spray each other and
Yes.
have a lot of fun doing it.
Now, do you get a lot of kids groups that come in there to like from schools and stuff to do the paint room thing?
We have tons of groups, from school age kids to college kids to everywhere in between.
Probably get some artists that come in there to do it too, huh?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
absolutely do.
I mean, because I could think if somebody is an artist and that's their style, but they don't really have the money to have a big studio where they can afford sling that kind of paint, that'd be a really good alternative for them to come in there and do it in your
Yeah,
paint room. That's awesome.
absolutely.
So you're open 7 days a week?
We are 7 days a week now.
And what
That's
are your typical hours of operation?
We're typically open from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Friday and Saturday we open at 11 a.m. till 11 p.m. And on Sunday we open up at 11 a.m. and we close early at 6 p.m.
That's cool. That's cool. And then on average, how many people come through there on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, it can be anywhere from, you know, 4 on a slow weekday to, on a busy day, I've seen almost 100 people come through one store.
Right, right. And
Uh,
then, how much square footage is a good recommended size for somebody looking to buy a franchise?
for a franchise, I'd probably recommend around 5 to 6,000 square feet, to really optimize in a good sized city.
Now, you mentioned something to me about a certain type of location that's cheaper tell us about that. Do you remember what we talked about?
I think
Because one of the locations you said that you had, it was more like a warehouse setting or something we had talked
so
about.
all of my locations are kind of right on the outskirts on major roads.
Right.
So we have one location that's right on the main road in Ogden. Um, that one is in an old building, so we got cheap rent, which is always a win.
Yes.
Um,
That is what we had talked about, the cheap rent for that one location.
yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get that? Was it like a warehouse building that was just empty or what?
It was just a rundown old building that was empty.
Yeah. Lots of
And
those. Lots of
yes,
those in today's economy. Yeah.
yeah.
Now, how much is it going to cost someone roughly to build it out to get it ready to open?
I think on our thing we have, I
Is
think
it
it's
on the
like,
franchise site? Yeah.
it is, I believe it says around 168 if I remember correctly.
That's
That's
not
the
bad at all. Yeah, I'm scrolling down here. And
one.
yeah, if you look at you're listening to this podcast, you got to check out the Smash It Rage Rooms franchising website .com because when you get close to the bottom where it shows the numbers, it's got a picture of people in the paint room just going crazy, man. Like they got ketchup bottles, the old style ketchup bottles with the squeeze bottles full of paint, man. They were just it almost reminds me of that movie Scream. You know what I'm saying? The thing that the killer wore. Yeah. So, except nobody's getting hacked into pieces here, which is good. That would certainly hurt business for sure. It's like, where did Bobby Joe go? I don't know. Anyway, so here's your numbers. 35,000 your franchise fee. The estimated minimum initial investment is 165 too. Does that include the franchise fee, right? The initial minimal
It
investment
should,
or
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then the monthly royalty is 6%. Now the all of your buildings are going to be painted that really awesome red, right, on the outside.
Uh, it is our recommended, but we do offer allowances if a landlord won't allow it.
Yeah, yeah, but I think that's kind
Yeah,
of a necessity because that is such an eye-catching color,
it is.
especially when people are driving by. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, like I said, go to smashitragerooms.com. Like I said, if you want a shortcut, just scroll down to the bottom, click on the franchise link, and scroll down to towards the bottom of the website, and you'll see a picture of the outside of one of his buildings, and it really, really catches your eye. In fact, yeah. Something I just thought of. So he's got these stickers on the windows that say bang, pow, thud, crack. That reminds me of the old Batman show. Did you
Yeah,
ever get to see that? Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, that was cool, man. Because they would meet the Joker or whatever, and then all of a sudden Batman would swing, the screen would go blank, and you see this big thing like he's got on the stickers that says "Bang, Pow." Man, I hadn't thought about that in forever. Okay, so tell us about what inspired you to become a franchise.
Well, honestly, I just believe in the business. I think it works really well. I think it actually helps a lot of people. I think there's a
Yes,
lot of people who really need a way to get anger out, grief out, these type of things, and that this is an excellent addition to any area because people need a way to do it in a healthy, safe way.
that's right. That's right. Now talk about the kind of safety equipment that goes with people doing these types of things.
Yeah, so in our rage rooms, we provide everyone with, of course, leather gloves. We do full head protection, face shield, and hearing protection.
Right.
Um, and
And
so that
you're clear to let them know before you exit the room. Look, this equipment is not optional.
we do. Yes.
Now, I could tell you what would be a fun thing, man. Eggs. Eggs would be a lot of fun to bring into a rage room to let somebody have it for sure. No, that
Ooh,
would be fun.
we've never done
Um,
eggs, but we have done pumpkins.
Pumpkins will be awesome. So here's a fun story. So back when me and my older brother were young teenage boys, and my mom's husband at the time, he was a good husband as husband went, but he had a short temper, and he wasn't abusive. He didn't, but he just and I'll tell you what he did. So he was home from work one day and he was making sandwiches for me and my brother and we were just picking on him like 11, 12-year-old boys do. And we just kept on and kept on. And finally he just lost it. So he just throws down what he's doing. He storms out the back door and he jumps in this little Datsun Nissan, truck, with the little short bed in it, and it starts to take off. We've got all these picture windows in the kitchen so we can see what he's doing. And all of a sudden he just stops. We're like, what is he doing? So he gets out of the truck and he reaches into the back of the truck, and there's this huge watermelon in the back of the truck, and he just takes it. And I mean, with every bit of the force he has, he just throws it against this log and smashes it, and we lost it.
Oof.
And that's exactly what your rage rooms. That's what makes me
Yeah.
think of. But I mean, I'm sure it made him feel so much better at the time. But
Yeah.
you've got a safe place where people can actually go, and But if you're looking at the pictures of the inside, it almost looks like a downtown Los Angeles, with all the paint and everything on the walls.
Yeah.
It looks like it got attacked by graffiti artists.
We actually partner with graffiti artists on a regular basis.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We let them come in and do new art all the time.
That is very cool. Yeah. And what a great place to do it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what different size canvases, because I know we talked about this, for the paint room, do you offer?
So we have a standard like 8x10 size. We have a 16x20 and then a 20x24.
But they can bring in their own canvas if they want to, right?
We've
I mean,
never
if they,
actually had anyone do it, but as long as they're buying a package, I don't care.
yeah. I mean, if you had an artist that wanted to come in with a canvas
Yeah.
that was, 10 feet by 8 feet, I mean, heck yeah, right?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Have
all for
fun.
anything. If you got the package, do what you want to do.
Yeah. So tell us, how do you charge for your packages?
So our paint packages are mostly priced depending upon how much paint they want from us.
Right.
So we have like a starter package that just includes one paint per person, or we have a standard that's 3 paints per person, or we have a premium that has 7 paints, but the premium also includes a bigger canvas by default. And then they can always, of course, upgrade because we'll have
Now,
all those.
what is personally the coolest artwork that you've seen come out of the paint room since you've owned the business?
I have seen some pretty spectacular stuff I've seen someone do one that looked just like the night sky, and it's in neon. So I'm like, how did you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Do
And
you take
then
pictures of that, like, and post it on your Facebook page?
we do if they leave it there.
Right.
But if they don't leave it, we tend not to. Like, you'll see there's a heart-shaped one on our page,
Right.
and that one looked amazing, which is why we took a picture and that person left it there. And
Yeah.
so we've had it on display ever since.
That's cool. That's cool. And what I like about this is that when somebody buys a franchise, it's not like a typical restaurant build out or nothing like that. It seems like the build out time would be pretty much less time constraining than, like I said, a restaurant or something like that. So how long do you think it would take for somebody, once they find the location, to do the build out so they could open and start generating revenue?
So for me, when I built my third store, 90% of the time was actually waiting on the city.
Right.
So we started working on the city stuff in December, and we got opened in May.
So tell us about the city stuff. I mean, obviously there's standard business permits you have to have, but is there special permits you have to have as well?
So
This
the
type.
city we were trying to open in, Orem, they just had never heard of a rage room,
Hmm.
and it took convincing the city council to be like, hey, this is a good thing for your city. And they voted on it, but I had to wait for them to go into session
Yeah.
to vote on it. And it passed, no problem.
Yeah.
But
It just had to
wait,
wait for them to come together in council. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's fun. Well, that's what you could say is, hey, this is going to reduce violent crime in your city. So, I mean, it's only going to be a plus for you, right?
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's common sense. Yeah. Uh, that is so cool. So what kind of let's talk about margins, because we can't talk about numbers, obviously, but margins we can't talk about. So give us an idea of what your profit margin is after all expenses are paid, and then after that we'll talk about employee demand or employee staffing. So
Okay. I think margins are usually around 20%, um, plus or minus.
yeah, that's good because the restaurant business now I think is good to do about 6 to 10%. So if I understand the numbers correctly, so ballpark 20% is actually really good. And the fact that the age of employees that you can hire is a bit greater than if you were to have a restaurant with fryers and hoods and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. We've had high school kids work for us. We don't hire a ton of them,
Right,
but we do on occasion if they perform really well in the interview process. Um, the only problem with high school kids is they usually don't stick around for years like a lot of our other people do.
right, right. How many managers, how many employees typically to run one store?
So we have one manager for we actually well like the way I have it set up is I have a regional over all three
Right.
and then I have an assistant at each one of the stores. Um and that pretty much runs everything. And
How
then
many employees typically per shift?
so on the weekdays we only have one unless we have like a big party or something coming in, then we'll staff appropriately.
Right,
And then on Fridays and Saturdays, we'll typically have 2 to 4, depending upon how busy we're going to be.
right.
Uh,
Yeah, I
'Cause
can
we will,
imagine especially around the holidays, I can imagine especially in the weekends, that you probably can be really busy.
we can be.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's some weekends, especially during the holiday seasons, that we're fully booked.
that's
And
awesome.
I love being fully booked. It's
Oh
great.
yeah, heck yeah.
But it can be stressful too, because we have to
Well,
manage
yeah,
staffing and
yeah,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
so
Now, do you sell merchandise too, like
we
T-shirts and
do.
stuff? Yeah,
Yeah, so you'll see I have a Smash It hoodie right now.
yep,
We got hoodies, t-shirts. Um, we even have some gloves that we have as well. Like the same safety gloves, you can buy brand new ones instead
yeah,
of ours
that's
that
cool.
we
Yeah, I
go
bet
through.
you probably sell a good bit of merch, don't you?
We do.
Yeah,
Yeah, we sell a pretty good amount of merch. I have to do a pretty good sized order every year or two, but I order in astronomical numbers. And then,
that's right, because you're saving volume, right?
yeah,
So now when somebody comes on board to buy a franchise, they're going to go on your primary website as an additional location, correct?
correct. Yes,
And then you obviously will allow multiple unit franchise owners, correct?
absolutely. We love those.
Perfect, perfect. And then what is the recommended distance as far as, let's say somebody is interested in buying a multiple unit franchise, what is the ideal space between the two locations?
We, the way I have set up my three locations is they're about a 30-minute drive from any other store.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a good safe distance, I think.
yeah, because it's not so much about the miles, because it's about every city's different like that, right? You can have a
Right.
compact city, but it still takes you 45 minutes to get across it.
Yep.
And
Yeah. Be in New York City, it'd take you 40 minutes to go 15 miles, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
That's what I like about where I live in Athens, Tennessee. It's a busy town, but it still has that small town feel, and you don't really have that big city traffic rush like if you go 20 minutes south into Cleveland. And being from Atlanta, I appreciate that because I've lost 5 years of my life in Atlanta traffic. And and what makes you angry makes you want to go to Kyle's Rage Room when you sit in that kind of a traffic jam for an hour where you stop, go. And you get up there and the accident wasn't on your side. It was
yeah.
on the other side. It was all the rubberneckers slowing down to take a look at it, you know. And that's when you really wished, man, I wish we had a rage room, man. I could really go and just take out some frustration for sure. Um, So let's take a brief minute and we're going to talk about our sponsor for the Franchise Flashlight podcast series, which is Franchise Marketing Systems. If you are a business owner like Mr. Kyle Vargas here and you are contemplating creating a franchise, a professional franchise model out of your business that you've worked so hard to build, Franchise Marketing Systems is the number one choice in America and Canada. And I'll tell you why. Because they are an honest, diligent company. They're humble and they are experts because they have franchised over 700 brands, and they can take any business model and interpret it to the very best franchise development model. And they do so many different things for the franchise in the creation process, such as your franchise disclosure document, your franchise information website, help you file your federal trademark if you need help doing that, write your operations manual, develop your 5-year business plan, and so many more things. And then when they get done and it's ready to go and ready to sell, they will also help you with the states that require registration. And they'll also help you assign you a brand ambassador to help you promote and sell your franchises. And no matter what question you ask them, even though they've heard it 100 times, they will answer it as though it's the first time they've ever heard the question. If you are that business owner, you're looking to franchise and you want a free consultation, call me today, Todd Abraham, 423-405-4040 for a free, no pressure consultation. And I will let you know that if your business is not ready, we'll be straightforward with you on that end as well and let you know the things that you need to get fixed before you're able to go to market and become a sellable franchise. Again, Franchise Marketing Systems website, fmsfranchise.com. All right, we are talking with Mr. Kyle Vargas. It's one of the funnest podcasts I've ever done because the only downside is you're so far away, and I don't have the money to like buy a plane ticket, to come out there and experience the thrill of just tearing stuff up without any recourse. I mean, that is just really cool. So ideally, let's talk about who is your ideal franchisee.
My ideal franchisee is someone who really just wants to get into business themselves. I would love someone to be an owner operator. It's not something I require, but it is something that would really help. Because I think when you're there on a daily basis, it really helps you understand the experience. It helps you with the customers. I know every time I work a shift, those shifts perform so much better on just metrics, everything.
Right.
And it just makes a world of difference.
Well, and two Americans, they really do like talking to the owner when possible. It does make a difference. That's why you see a lot of these big companies, or not so much now, but a few years back, some of the CEOs were actually the spokesperson in the commercial because they understand that people like hearing from the top dog, face to face. But now my recommendation would be, especially about like multi-unit owners, okay, let's say that you do get somebody who says, hey man, I want to make a chain out of this. Great. But for your first location, definitely you want to be hands-on at least for, 6 months to a year. So like Kyle says, you can really learn the ropes and got to get a feel for, the ins and outs of the business. And then you're much more qualified to start opening other locations because now you can train them properly.
Yeah. Being able to train is essential. And we actually have a great training manager who will help through that process and get them all up and going. But once they're able to train their own staff, it's going to be so much better.
And you probably don't get a lot of turnover, do you?
Our turnover is very, very low. Our highest turnover is actually when we hire high school kids.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, not because they leave because of the type of work, but they leave because of other obligations, right?
exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
Like
like
they're going
sports
away to
or summertime's
college.
here or going away to
Yeah.
college. Yeah. But I can imagine. I mean, if I had a job when I was in high school, man, you'd have to drag me out of the door, man. I mean, like, as opposed to flipping burgers at McDonald's, man. I was like, oh yeah, man. Heck yeah. That's awesome.
No.
Um,
We actually still have some staff members that have been there since the very beginning.
That's cool. That's
Since
cool.
20,
And so how long have you been in business now, all total?
So it was the first one opened in 2019.
Right. And so you've
So
got people from the 2019 that are still from the beginning.
yeah,
That's awesome. And that says a lot, not just because of the type of business, but the fact that you bought the business and they stayed on board. To me, that shows that's a reflection of good leadership, because I read an article on LinkedIn, I think it was quite a few years back, and it was a survey that somebody had done. And they said that the number one reason why 85% of all people left their jobs, it wasn't because of the money, it wasn't because of the working conditions. The number one reason was their direct supervisor. 85%.
yeah,
So I think,
100%.
yeah, and I think just from talking to several franchisors over the last few interviews I've done and talking about their employee retention, I think a lot of entrepreneurs like yourself have figured it out. If your employees are happy, your customers are going to be happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
And happy employees are a lot less likely to steal from you than ones who aren't.
I
I
haven't had
just,
that happen yet,
yeah.
but I hope they're all happy.
But
We
you're in a
try.
unique
We
you're in a unique
try.
situation. They might be a little bit of afraid to on one side because they're like, well, if he catches me stealing, man, he might take me on these rage rooms, man, and they may never find me again. No, I'm totally kidding. But you're listening to the Franchise Flashlight podcast series on franchiseradio.net. We're talking with Mr. Kyle Vargas in one of the funnest interviews I've done. And this is number 56 that I've done. And like I said, because I'm a kid at heart and I'm 58, and Kyle's got two boys that are 5 and 7. But I just remember when I was a boy, we didn't have the video games up until I turned about maybe 12 or 13. And so we were just constantly out playing sports, building forts, riding bikes, playing football out in the street. And that's what this business reminds me of is, just kind of getting back to the basics of life, leave the technology outside in the car and just get in there, have some fun, let some frustration out. Or maybe you're not frustrated at all. Maybe you just want to go have some fun and break some stuff, or do a really cool painting. I mean, 'cause think about it. I mean, in today's economy with so much merchandise out there, your paint room is such a unique opportunity for people to create something, like you said, on a canvas. There's nothing else like it, either for a gift or just for a keepsake.
Yeah.
It's totally cool. And neon paint on black canvas looks awesome.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it
That's actually
really
one of the
does.
first things I implemented when I bought it
Yeah,
because they didn't have black canvas before.
yeah,
And I'm like, no, we're bringing that in.
yeah, yep. We're bringing the black canvas. We're bringing the neon paint. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, so, tell us a little bit about the build out. What kind of wood that you normally use? It looks like it's the particle board. Is that right? Or
Yeah.
yeah,
We used honestly plywood, 2x4s, build it all out. I, build the doors for all the rooms.
right.
Yeah, I actually worked alongside like our crew to like build everything for our third location
Yeah.
just because, I grew up working construction.
Well, sure. Yeah. And you want to see what it was like to get it built out too, I'm sure. I mean, like
Yeah.
firsthand. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So
Um,
I just enjoy that kind of thing. But
so someone buys a franchise and they find the location pretty quick, and the permits sail through. The build out normally takes roughly how long?
I think the actual build out was about 30 days.
Yeah, that's what I was going to guess. That's cool. That's a lot faster than a restaurant build out for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, man, this has been a lot of fun. Again, check out the website if you're listening there. And let me tell you, if you're somebody looking to buy a franchise, um, this is such a unique opportunity because there's literally nothing else out there like it except for Kyle's 3 locations in Utah. And it's just great margins, 20%. I mean, roughly that's really good margins. You don't have fryers to deal with. You don't have safety issues to deal with. And you're actually doing a good service too, because like Kyle said, you're giving people a safe place to go and vent their anger and get their frustration out, because we all know as human beings, there are just times, man, you just want to just, just let it all out. And so really cool. But again, the primary website, smashitragerooms.com, franchising information website, smashitrageroomsfranchising.com. Kyle, if they want more information, do you want to give your number directly? Do you want them to go to the franchise information
No,
site?
they're more than welcome to reach out to me directly. My phone number is 801-885-9190. Call or text me. I'm happy to talk to anyone.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. And listen, if you also want information on this, you can call me directly, Todd Abraham, 423-405-4040, and I'd be happy to get you all the information you need and put you in touch with Mr. Vargas here. Kyle, it's been a lot of fun, buddy.
It has
A lot
been.
of
I
fun,
really
man.
appreciate it,
I,
Todd.
I hope we get a location here soon so I can go experience it firsthand. Because one of my things that gets me as an amateur painter is my perfectionist attitude. I get anxiety because like that's not going to be perfect. But if I went into that paint room, the rage room, man, I mean, I wouldn't be worried about that at all. Like, woo, let's have some fun.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to come do one
Yep,
because I promise you,
absolutely.
it really is a smashing good time.
No rage about it. Oh, but fun, fun, fun. All right. Well, listen, guys, thanks for tuning in to the Franchise Flashlight podcast series on franchiseradio.net. Please help us get the word out about this awesome franchise opportunity. My name is Todd Abraham, and help us get the word out about this podcast series to your entrepreneurial friends. And until we meet again, thank you for your support.